Hey guys, welcome to episode 34 of the VoiceOFpunk. I'm your host, the JPunk. I just finished watching Monday Night Raw tonight. The old school edition of Monday Night Raw. Okay, well, first things first. Last time when they did the old school Raw, first time they did it was last year. And last year, that was a great show. That was an awesome show. Awesome episode. And for this one coming up, I didn't even know that they were doing it. I heard this last week. Like, at the end of the broadcast, they just kind of mentioned it. So, it didn't really get me that hyped up for this show. And I didn't give me any really expectations out of it. I even heard it was supposed to be a kind of a throwaway show. And I can tell, like, you can tell, like, in the first one, in the first old school Raw, there was a lot of heart put into it. Like, there was a lot of passion, a lot of heart. They actually cared about what they were doing. And this one, it just felt like really underwhelming. And, for this episode of Raw, it was okay. Like, there's only certain parts I really liked. But other than that, it was just really meh. Like, nothing really happened. Like, sure, stuff were announced for WrestleMania, but the stuff that were announced, everybody already knew that was going to happen. Like, again, Raw was predictable as hell. But I would say this was an okay Raw, but it could have been a hell of a lot more better. Hell of a lot more better. And when I was watching this old school Raw, it made me feel like watching the old school Raw from last year. But anyway, I don't remember that much that happened, so I'm just gonna go, like, this is all by memory, so if I missed anything, please tell me, but this is from what I remember. So the show starts off with the return of The Undertaker, coming out with a sweet-ass robe. God, this robe is awesome. With the hood and, like, the spiked arms and, like, the spiked shoulders. He looked really badass. It was pretty quick. This is before the intro. Undertaker comes out. He goes, this is like, explosions go off behind him. And then you see on the screen Wrestlemania. So, like, oh, the Undertaker's going to fight at Wrestlemania. Who's it going to be? CM Punk. No shit, Sherlock. Anyway. Yes, Sherlock is solved the case. Sherlock is solved the case again. That was elementary, my dear Watson. That was elementary, my dear Watson. Anyway. That was random. But then after that happens and the intro comes, a promo is cut by who other than CM Punk. Basically says that he's going to fight The Undertaker. Again, like I said before with Triple H and Brock Lesnar, everybody saw this coming. If you did it, then you are an idiot. Complete and in denial. But anyway. And then Randy Orton comes out and says, oh, I'm going to beat The Undertaker. Because I'm Randy Orton. Then Big Show comes out. Yeah, it was Big Show. And he says, like, you don't have to be a predator. You don't have to be a straight edge. You have to be a giant to beat The Undertaker. And then Sheamus comes out, says, no, you have to have the luck of the Irish. And they're all arguing, and then cue Vicky Guerrero or any generic general manager comes out and says that the main event will be Fatal 4-Way between CM Punk, Randy Orton, Big Show and Sheamus, and the winner gets to face The Undertaker. I have to admit, even though this was really predictable, I actually liked it. I thought that was pretty cool. I would have liked it better though if this was more of a tournament, like a tournament after the Royal Rumble or something like that, like to hype this up, because I think that would have been really cool, because that's kind of the idea I had what they were going to do after the WrestleMania match between Triple H last year. I thought for this year they'll probably held like a tournament who's going to face The Undertaker. And I really like that because it makes The Undertaker seem like in a weird way, makes him seem like a threat, like a real life threat. Like nobody can beat him. We can't find anybody to beat him. We're going to hold a match or a tournament to determine who is going to face The Undertaker. And I really like that. And also, I really like this because it's not John Cena in the main event. Thank you, Jesus H. Christ. Ugh. So guys, I promised I would text my girlfriend while doing this review. The next match that happened was the no, not the next match, but after that, what happened was the Ryback and Dolph Ziggler match. No. Ryback and Antonio Cesaro match. Screw up. Again, this match, I have to admit, it was actually a pretty good match. It was really hard it was really smash mouth in your face kind of match, and I really like that. I was actually pretty impressed by Antonio Cesaro. They're going with like an old school Raw. Okay, well, first I'm going to say here, I should have said this at the very start, but old school Raw, there wasn't really a lot of old wrestlers. Most likely just the stage and then your generic kind of legends that come by, and that's why I say it was really underwhelming. But this is a pretty good match. Ryback versus Antonio, and Ryback wins, obviously. And that's really all I really had to say about it. It was a pretty smash mouth good match. It was pretty good. And like Antonio reminds me of he kind of reminds me of who does he remind me of? Of Bradshaw. When Bradshaw was in 1998, Bradshaw was the big angry Texan, I thought and he came out with the bull rope and like that cowboy hat and stuff. Even before that, he was Black Jock Bradshaw. But this is after that. Okay, after I can't remember what it's called on Blackjack Bradshaw, and before the History of Darkness Bradshaw. And, he just came out as the big angry Texan, and he was in the Brawl for All and all that. That's who Antonio kind of reminds me of in a weird way. Like, just the way he wrestles, where he's like, boom, boom, like the big uppercuts he does, and he impressed me in this match. He really did. Doesn't mean I really care for him, not really, but he was pretty impressive in this match. If they have him work more matches like this, I think I may jump on the bandwagon. I don't know. And then at the end of the match, Mark Henry comes out and has a stare down with Ryback. And this is another thing I actually liked, was if this match happens, Ryback versus Mark Henry, if this match happens, I think that would be really cool. That would be a good match for WrestleMania, I would think. Because even though, like, when you pair two powerful guys together, it's not really a great match. Like, Big Show versus Mark Henry is the example. The only match they really had that was really that good was the one where they broke the ring, and the only reason why it was good because the ring broke, and like also, Mark Henry against the Great Khali. Any match with the Great Khali is complete crap. But if they pair up Mark Henry with Ryback and they have a match together, I think that'd be really good. It'd be really good. It'd be really good for both guys, and it would be very good for the fans because it would show strength, and I think it'd be a really good match. And then Mark Henry has a match with Zack Ryder. Oh, poor Zack. What happened to you, buddy? You know I disagree with everything you do. You don't deserve this at all. I know, I'm just expecting him and his future endeavors out the door. And Mark Henry just squashes Zack Ryder. I don't even call this the match. Like, it was just like a 5-second Mark Henry fest. You know? And Mark Henry wins. And then after that, it was Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. Again, good match. But as this match was going on, like when this match was announced, I was like, okay, old school Raw. Why are they showing just the new guys? Like when I look at an old school Raw, I want to see the old school. I want to see I just want to see older wrestlers in the Attitude Era and before that. Well, not all of them, but I just want to see old school guys. Like, I just want to have a Raw that reminded me of the good old days. And now I know you people are going to jump on me saying, you're 17 years old, you didn't know the good old days. I understand what you said, because there's a lot of kids out there who claim to be like, I know the good old days, the Attitude Era. I name off every single big event, because I don't know anything else. Trust me, I know the Attitude Era. I know the Attitude Era, trust me. It was, but I have to admit though, this match was really good. And Ric Flair came out, which is awesome. I love Ric Flair. The big moment for me in this match is where Ric Flair, snaps, takes off his jacket, like, ah! And he, throws it at him. Had Big E, and he just wraps around his head. And Big E's like, what the hell? I was like, Ric Flair's like, like that, and Big E's like, the hell is that? So it was really funny. Then Ric Flair does his little thing, drops it down and stuff. I know I'm kind of rambling this one, but okay, I'll slow down, guys. I'm sorry, but this match was really good. Then Dolph Ziggler and The Miz are really good. Like I was saying before, The Miz is a guy who he's a decent wrestler, but he only has good matches with people who are better than him. And I'm not saying that as a weak to bring The Miz down, because there's a lot of wrestlers who are like that. But when you pair him up with Dolph Ziggler, it's great. This match was awesome. And also you throw in Ric Flair in the mix, pretty good. No, it's pretty damn good. And then the next thing that came up was the Rock and John Cena talking about their match. That's my reaction. I did not care one bit. When John Cena came out, I almost fell asleep. It's I really don't care about this John Cena and Rock storyline. I don't it's not interesting to me. It's not, and it's very sorry, I'm reading the text, but it's just it's really not a it's really not a thing that I really want to see, because I don't want to see The Rock and John Cena again. I just don't want to see it. But I will admit, there's one line that actually got me. Empty bottle. Well, there's stuff in there. Holy crap. I'm thirsty anyway. One thing I really did like though was the Rock saying that quote from Lance Armstrong. where the Raw goes like this. If you want to win with heart. John Cena, that was from Lance Armstrong. And you know what you and Lance Armstrong have in common, Cena? You're both full of shit. I was like, yes! Thank you, Jesus! I was like, thank you! I almost got naked. Sitting on my phone. Yeah, I showed him my chest. But it was just that one line just made it good. Like, but then again, just because I like that one line doesn't mean I care, because I don't. Like, even when WrestleMania comes by and I watch it on my laptop, I'm most likely not going to pay attention to the match. Like, I really don't care about what happens between these two. And I should care. I know I should. But I just don't. Like, it's nothing... I was just checking the time. It's just nothing that interests me. Because it's nothing I like. Anyway. And then finally some old school stuff starts coming along. Jack Swagger comes out and he has a match between Duggan. Like I said before, it's your generic legends coming back, you know, Dusty Rhodes, Jim Duggan, and Sergeant Slaughter, and this was nothing. Like, it's like, oh, old school stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot we're doing old school. You know, like, I don't know, like, this is bleh. That's all it was. This is bleh. What else happened? Nothing really. Like, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase came out, but he was just there. Same thing with the Honky Tonk Man. He came out and he was just there. Like, they really didn't put any heart into this show. Like, I don't know, like, I didn't care about the old school stuff, and that really depressed me, because I really did want to care about this, but it was nothing. Like, you just saw the generic legends. All what they're missing was Roddy Piper. Like, I don't know, it wasn't that old school. Like, it just felt like a normal Raw with legends. Your generic legends, and it was kind of boring. But the only thing that reminded me of old school was the New Age Outlaws, and they came out and they had a good match with Primo and Epico. That was good. I actually really liked that. The New Age Outlaws coming out, and I really liked it. But that did not save the show. If the show was more like that match, then that would have been really good. That would have been awesome. But, again, it didn't happen like that. And then the main event was the Fatal 4-Way between CM Punk, Big Show, Sheamus, and Randy Orton. Long story short, CM Punk wins. But this was a good match. I'm going to admit this was a good match. And one of the best spots is where CM Punk got talked out by the Big Show. I thought that was really good. That was a good spot. So, I'm done. Sammy Jesus, come home, I'm done. Yeah, like, this was a pretty good match. And, I believe this match should set up a rivalry between Randy Orton and Sheamus. Because I really just want Randy Orton to turn heel. Like, even he wants it too. So, turn him heel, guys. Come on. He's better as a heel. And CM Punk wins, so it's going to be CM Punk versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. Now, I'm going to say this. I know this isn't really that much of a Raw review, more like just me talking about... Like, okay, I guess it is a Raw review, but here's what I'm going to end with. Does the CM Punk and Undertaker match really work? I'm going to say yes, but mostly no. Here's the reason why. It's a match about numbers. That's what works for it. It's a match about numbers. You know, it's a match about numbers and a match about streaks. You know, both guys on each side have a streak. Undertaker's 20-0, and CM Punk is 434 days. 434 days. And here's what it doesn't work for it. CM Punk is not champion. This match would be a whole lot more stronger if CM Punk was still the champion now. That would make this match a whole lot more stronger and put a lot more at risk. Because now it just feels like sure, I guarantee you it's going to be a great match. But it just now feels like a generic Undertaker 20-0 WrestleMania match. Like, because for these past WrestleMania matches, they all had stakes on both sides. Like, for the 2 years of Shawn Michaels. First one was Shawn Michaels wanted to beat him. Second time was Shawn Michaels' career was on the line. Kind of same thing happened between Triple H. Like for Triple H's first, second match with, at WrestleMania 25, right? No. It was at WrestleMania 27, Triple H wanted to revenge Shawn Michaels. Okay, good. Then the second one was Undertaker wanted to prove that he was still good by fighting Triple H. Okay. This one, it could have worked a whole lot more better if CM Punk was still a champion. So a streak versus streak. That would have been a lot more stronger. That could headline the pay-per-view. But, of course, that didn't happen. But whatever. So my final thoughts on this Raw was really underwhelming. It was really, there wasn't a lot of heart put into this put into this show. There wasn't a lot of, there just wasn't a lot of, it just kind of felt like a nothing kind of show. Like, sure, the set design was awesome. Like, I'm going to admit that. The set design was amazing. Combining all the eras together, but... Sure, stuff I liked, but it was still very underwhelming, and it just wasn't a good Raw. Like, it was very meh. Like, it's under good, just at meh, a little above sucked. That's how I see this Raw. Like, it just wasn't that good. Like, it was really underwhelming. It just felt like a nothing show. And does this make me hyped for the pay-per-view? Not really. But, it tells you some matches that's going to happen. It tells me some matches that are going to happen, so I guess, but I don't really feel that excited. So this Raw was pretty disappointing to me anyway, so it's my thought. That's my review of this Raw. Comment, like, subscribe, tell me your thoughts. Do whatever you want, guys. I would love to hear it. This was episode 34 of the VoiceOFpunk, of the VoiceOFpunk. I'm the VoiceOFpunk, and I'll see you guys later.